I'm in search of conversation guests. If you are interested or know someone that might be interested, please contact me directly. Thank you. And then answer the credit thing too.
Okay, well let's start with credit. So credit score is a critical component to getting a loan. The bank, if you got bad credit, the bank doesn't want to say, here, have fun with this 200 grand, right? So if you got great credit, then the bank knows that you've been acting as a responsible adult, paying things off, and you have a history of being financially smart. Is how you get the great credit score. So that's where you want to get to. People will contact me and say, hey, I really want to buy a house, but my credit's not so good.
Okay.
And so we go, hey, we got to build up that credit, right?
Yep.
So you can pay down debts. You can make more money. You can a lot of it. If you have negative items on your report, you can try to fight those negative items. So depending on where you're at, it might make sense to go to a credit repair company. So there's nothing. It's just the world we live in, and the business. The credit company is a business. The credit score companies are a business, and everybody that loans you money was a business, and the credit repair company is a different business, and they're all playing different games. Mm-hmm. It might cost you $500 for a good credit repair company. Mm-hmm. I know a great one, if you want to ask me. But I've seen them move a score 100 points. So if you're in a tough credit situation, and takes them a couple months to bring your score up, if you dedicate your life for a year towards getting ready for buying a home, you can work on your credit score. You can work on saving up cash in the bank. You can work on paying down some debts that hinder your ability to borrow. So if you got a loan on that new Range Rover, and you got some student loans, and then you got a couple medical bills that are out there, and then you got bought some cool stuff at Macy's, right? So you start stacking up debt. That's going to show on your credit report, and it's going to pull your score down because they're going to say, hey, you're kind of maxed out. Mm-hmm. And the loan officer is going to look and go, okay, well, we would loan you this much, but we can see you're already paying on all this stuff. So if we subtract out all your monthly payments, assuming you make those, and we know you got to buy some gas and some food and Starbucks and stuff, so that gives us about $18 left a month that you can pay back on a loan. So they're doing a backwards calculation. Mm-hmm. There. So credit score is something you always want to work on. And it's interesting because it's something that once we become aware of it, we're kind of always trying to work on improving our credit score. And it's interesting because you have to think about, what am I using that credit score for? Mm-hmm. It's your ability to borrow. So what happens is a lot of times people will get to the point where they're going to borrow some money for a house, and they go, I don't want the loan officer to pull my credit because I know that's going to ding a couple points off of it. And I have to remind them that, wait a minute, this was the thing you were building the credit score up for. Yeah. This was the big purchase that you want to use your credit score on. And if it dings you a couple points, then so be it, because this is the time. It's kind of like saving all your ammo, and then you get to the war and go, oh, no, I want to blow all my bullets shooting people. Maybe that's a terrible analogy. It's a shitty analogy. It's like saving up all your dollar bills, and you get to the strip joint, and you go, I don't want to spend my dollar bills.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that a better analogy? The strip joint is why you're saving dollar bills. No, I have to remind people that this is the moment you want to let somebody ding your credit a little bit. Mm-hmm. Because what else are you going to buy after this, right? Yeah. What were you saving up for? Yeah. Was the yacht next, or the helicopter? Yeah. People get real nervous in it, and we train ourselves to kind of be very protective of that credit score. So it's good habits and good behaviors, but there comes a moment when you go, you know what, it's okay if it dings it a little bit. So kind of the numbers that matter. In general, if you got right around 680, a lot of lenders will give you a good loan above 680. You come below 680, 650, it's not that you can't get a loan anymore, but then these become loans with higher interest rates and higher fees and penalties. So in a loan, there's several variables that can move around, and you want to max out the deal you're getting on this giant financial transaction. So that stuff's easier for me because I have an accounting degree and I'm always thinking about numbers. It's hard for a lot of people because if that's not something you're comfortable with, it's hard to wrap your head around a new math formula, right?
Yeah.
So it's good to study that kind of stuff and good to understand that transaction because this is your big one, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So if everybody could learn about mortgages and home buying, when you get there, you feel like I get it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So 680 is kind of a number. If you can get up to about 720, 750, those are going to put you into the best loans. Like some people will have 800 credit scores, 830 or something. You can get these really high credit scores, but an 800 score is not going to get a better loan than say the 720.
Yeah.
So at some point the bank maxes out and goes, "Hey, you're good. Like we'll give you our best loan."
Seems like that information seems so fantastic. Where